Bird nerds, how we doing? Camera's a little fuzzy there. I wonder if I got, kids have been playing with it, so I'm sure I got fingerprint marks all over it. You know how it goes, those that have kids out there. So we're gonna bring a video on the society finches, kind of a how to breed your society finch 101. Just some simple basics, simple breeding tips. And then I want you guys to drop your comments down below on your experiences that you've had either breeding society finches or fostering society finches. So I've got 4 pairs set up. I've got a trio and then 3 other pairs. So the 3 pairs, excuse me, that we've got here are laying eggs, and I'll get you guys a close up there. And then I've got a trio down here that are they're fostering a cutthroat. Well, I think it's a cutthroat. It's either a cutthroat or a red-headed amidamia. Their chicks are pretty much identical except for some minor mouth marking changes inside their mouth. So if anyone has any experience around that can help me out on trying to decide what this chick is, help me out there. But also, guys, if you're watching this video right now, click the subscribe button. Let's get those subscriptions going up. If you guys enjoy seeing videos of how to breed finches, how to breed canaries that we've got here, right there, how to breed Golian finches, rosy borks, scarlet-chested parakeets, we've got cockatiels. I mean, we've got a wide range and variety of birds. So subscribe right now. Just click it. It takes 1 click. That's all you guys got to do. So would much appreciate that. So we'll let's get the camera turned around and we'll get you guys started on these society finches. So like I said, we're gonna focus on how to breed. Hold on 1 sec. Sorry guys, I've got some society finches fostering either some cutthroats or amidamia, so they started squawking. I was just tuning in to see if I could hear them. So like I said, we're gonna focus on breeding the society finches and kind of doing a step-by-step process on them. So society finches, really, they're not that terribly difficult to breed. You just need to have the right setup. And what I mean by that is, the reason why they're called society finches is because they would cram, if you had 10 society finches all in one aviary, they would probably try and cram all 10 of those society finches in one nest together. They're very social. They want to be around each other. So they're great finches to have. They're great foster parents, and they're generally very reliable. I've rarely had society finch babies die, and if they do, it's usually because maybe something's wrong with the parents. They're not quite healthy. They're maybe got some health issues, or they're older of age, things like that. So typically, if once you can get your society finches to nest, they do okay. I choose to breed my society finches in my individual breeding cages. The reason why I do that is for the reason that they are so sociable. If you have more, several society finches together, they all cram into the same nest, they all lay their eggs in the same nest. It just kind of becomes a big mess and free-for-all. And because of that, the eggs, the fertility isn't as great, or the eggs aren't incubated properly, things like that when you have a big group of society finches together. So I have found it best to separate them, put them in cage. They'll breed in any cage. I mean, you always, my rule of thumb is bigger is always better, really, for any animal. But your society finches will still breed in a smaller single-sized cage, and you throw a nest on the outside of it, or even on the inside. They will still breed for you if you have a male and female. If you have 2 females, they'll still go in the nest, and they'll sleep in there, and they'll both probably lay a bunch of eggs. If you have 2 males, they'll both sing their hearts out, and they'll both stay in the nest and sleep in it at night too. So society finches love their nest. They love to sleep in their nest. So that's something to keep in mind and to consider as well with these guys when you're trying to breed them. how to tell genders. I get messages all the time on how to tell gender with your society finches. Really, they're not visually dimorphic. Of all the different varieties and types of society finches, they're not visually dimorphic, meaning you can't tell them visually if they're male or female. Your males, they sing, and your females, they lay eggs. That is how you tell. And I put some egg food in, so they're down eating. Like I said, your males will sing, your females lay eggs. And that is how you tell male from female. So if you are getting some society finches, I would highly recommend, if you have the room and space for it, to get multiples, because it is hard to select just 2 society finches and hope that you get a male and female. Sometimes you luck out and you get a pair, sometimes you don't and you get 2 males and 2 females, things like that. So I usually try, if I'm trying to get some society finches to breed, I usually will try to get me several different kinds, right? Or several society finches at once, because then the odds of you getting a male and a female are very likely. How to encourage your males to sing. So your males will usually sing freely. If you've just recently purchased a society finch and you got in the cage, give it a few days. Once they're comfortable and feel safe in their environment, they'll start singing. To try and encourage them to sing more, what I do is I separate the society finches from each other, and I'll put them in a different cage. When the males are alone and by themselves, they will start to sing a lot more to try and attract a female. So that's one way to do it. And then the second way that I do it, if I've separated my society finches and I'm trying to see if they'll sing, I'll keep them separate for 1 to 2 weeks, and then what I'll do is I'll introduce another society finch into the cage with that lone society. And if it is a male, he will usually start singing his heart out to that new bird. If it does not sing to the new bird, or the new bird that you put in doesn't sing, odds are you have females. So those are just a couple ways that I try to encourage my males to sing. If you've had your society finches for several weeks and you've heard no singing, odds are you probably have females, because the females do not sing. Females make little chirp calls. You can hear, if you hear throughout this video, you can hear these little chirp calls, little trills. The females make that sound, and your males do as well, but your males will actually sing. I'm hoping that my male would sing for me here, but it's because I'm sitting right here, got the camera on him. He's not going to sing for me. The dark male that you see there in the camera on the right hand side, that's my male, and then the light brown is my female. She just laid 6 eggs and has just started to sit since yesterday. So I'm hoping to get us some more self-society finches that I'm really excited about, and kind of keep this beautiful look going. Let's go down here to our next pair, and then we'll kind of go on with the breeding. See if we can get a good visual for you guys here. Let's see here. There we go. So this is my light brown pied pair. My male's on the left and my female's on the right. And how I know that is just because I've color banded them. So they both have closed bands on their right legs. And then the female, I put a light blue band on her right leg, or on her left leg, so that I could visually tell the difference. She is laying eggs. She's got 3 eggs in the nest currently. So she'll probably lay a few more, 1 to 3 more eggs. Usually the society finches range from 4 to 6 eggs that they lay, and we'll start breeding them. Society finches are pretty common, but these last couple years, they've kind of died out around my area, and we don't have a whole lot of variety of society finches to get. So I have tried to breed. My goal this year is to try and breed them and get as many babies as I can to kind of bolster up that population and help me out. I'm going to use some of them as fosters for next year with some of my African finches that have a hard time raising their babies. So really what you need a male and female. So we just discussed how to tell the genders apart, and then put it in a nest box or a wicker basket. I tend to try and stay away from the wicker baskets because my birds' toenails seem to get caught in them. The one that I have in there is made out of grass, so it's a lot more pliable and it doesn't catch their nails as easy. I would recommend that type of wicker basket if you get it. The other ones, the light brown ones that are kind of made out of the wood material, the bamboo, are a lot more sturdy, but they tend to catch, to hang up get the nails caught on them a little bit easier. And so I try to use the nest box as much as I can. My society finches in this type of setup don't really like the nest box that much. I haven't had it as much of success for them, so I've thrown in these wicker baskets and they're laying eggs and doing that. So really, throw in a nest box, try and get it to the upper corner, and then make sure you have a perch in front of it. See how I have that perch that's right in front of the nest? That's so that the finches can land on the perch and they're close to the nest. It's easy for them to hop into, hop out of, or even just peek in there. So make sure you have that nest. Society finches are really easy to take care of. Really a simple finch seed diet, fresh water daily, and then I do give egg food every day, especially when they're breeding and raising young. But they will raise young just off of seed. But the egg food does provide those essential nutrients, vitamins, and other things to help their chicks grow as fast as we possibly can. Guys, drop down in the comments below, what other questions do you have around society finches? It's really simple. 3 steps. Step 1, make sure you got a male. Step 2, a male and female. Step 2, make sure you got a cage to put them in. Step 3, make sure you got a decent nest box and food and water. And eventually your society finches will breed for you. Like I said, they do breed better in pairs like this, and not so much in colonies, but they can breed in colonies. I've done that before. You just don't have as high of a hatch rate and survival rate with the chicks because it seems like all the females are trying to squabble over who gets to sit on them, who gets to feed them, things like that. So I do tend to try and pair mine up individually like this so that we can have a little bit higher success rate. So like I said, guys, drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think. What other questions do you have about society finches? I got another pair down here. Both of them are dark brown selfs. She was dropping eggs on the ground, and she has that same grass nest, but she wasn't super interested in it, so I did go and purchase. This is the thicker bamboo nest that I told you I'm not in love with because the birds tend to get their fingernails caught in it. I did put that in to see if maybe she would take to that instead. So we'll see what happens there. And then over here, we've got our trio of our dark brown pied society finches. So we got 2 there. One's in the nest. They got the cutthroat baby. They had 2. One of the cutthroat babies unfortunately didn't make it, so now we're just down to 1. And I did pull it out. It seems like sometimes I have with society finches, especially with the African finches, their chicks, the majority of your African finches, their chicks are dark brown. Almost a black color, and are fuzzy when they hatch. And so sometimes, and their structure of their beaks are a lot different than what society finches would be, or Australian finches that are kind of have that similar zebra finch-like beak, but outside of your Goldene finches. But really, so the first week kind of is a little bit tough. The society finches, they brood it, they keep it warm, they try and feed it, but I think it just something's a little off. So I have supplement fed this guy. I pulled him out today. I supplement fed him just a little bit just to make sure he's getting some nutrients and some food in there. Once they get bigger, then it seems like it's a little bit easier for the society finches to feed them. But that's just something that I've noticed. Drop some comments down below if you guys have experienced the same thing as well. And I did supplement feed these guys today as well, just because the mom they haven't really had as full of crops as I've wanted them to, and so I did throw in some extra food, but you can see they got some nice full crops now. That's because I did feed them. I think, again, I've got that old male, and I don't think he's too interested in it, so I think he's more of a burden than a help to my poor female who's kind of doing the majority of the work. So let me know, guys, what do you think? What questions do you have around society finches, whether it's breeding them or fostering them? I can do a video on fostering if you'd like. So happy to help out and share any knowledge that I may have that may help someone. So appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time.